type using it. Those Bowfungs, though, you know, when you think about the new Bowfung that
the digital one, no.
that Bob and
oh, that's a different one.
they weren't DMR. They were APRS and dual band. For the amount of money they paid, it's a pretty good deal. But I didn't realize they charged them a USB-C. That surprised me.
Let's see. A lot of people use it, so.
Yeah.
They're in a barrel plug.
Yeah, well, the barrel plug of what?
What diameter? It's a barrel plug fails.
What?
Yeah, it's really hard to find them. Only USB-C, you can get it anywhere, pretty much. Yeah, I actually prefer them to do that, actually.
Well, to make it standardized.
It's just easier.
Well, and it's, if you got one, you can use it for all kinds of things.
Yeah, and you don't need a frickin' wall outlet with 120 volt to plug the damn thing in there.
Right. You could charge it off a battery.
Yeah, you can charge it off the USB, off your power bank. Your power bank you use for your phone.
Well, some of them have got in the cars now.
Yeah, well, that too. Yeah. Or in my opinion, just bring your little solar power station with you and you're good to go.
Somebody's harping on. Hopefully it's not us.
Well, these things will do 100 to 140 watts off the power stations.
We're going to have to check ours and see if ours is off. I don't think it is. If it was off, if we were on the wrong frequency, we wouldn't be seeing Bob.
No, I wouldn't see ours either.
No, that's right. Because I just went through all that. All these.
Yeah, we saw them last week where all the APRS stuff was going on for the traveler people.
Yep. Cool for a motorcycle ride. We're getting some harp in there from something. APRS is up there though.
Yeah, but it's not on that frequency, no?
No, it's on 14439, which should be significantly
really lower.
Unless there's something in the shack, because the APRS radio is there in the shack, with in the cabinet with the.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be having any issue.
Just saying.
Somebody else's radio might be
Something's
on it.
Yeah.
Someone else's radio is transmitting on that frequency by mistake.
I would say somebody's
we had that problem a couple years ago, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
And found out it was somebody's radio was on the.
Yep.
APRS was on the.
Yep.
On the 97.
We'll check ours when we get up there. But
I don't think it's ours.
I don't think it's ours either.
Stuff changed.
Otherwise, we wouldn't be seeing Bob.
Yes.
We can check ours very quickly, though.
Yeah, we'll just see if it tracked us here.
Well, no, I'm not.
No, out there, yeah.
Just check and see what frequency it's transmitting.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Obviously, it's on the right one, because everybody else is coming in. But we'll look anyhow. That way, and my handheld is turned off, and I turned off the modems on the handhelds because it sucked the battery too fast. But, you know, with more radios being able to do that, you don't have to have the big yellow torpedo to put APRS on somebody. Made a 3x5 card with information that I was going to talk to do the, I don't know what I did with
the
it.
wallet.
Oh, it's in the checkbook. That's where it's at. Thank you.
Yeah.
plate. I don't know why it's a black plate. Oh, United's here.
Hey.
Delta's not here yet. So we're going to have 3 planes at the ranch here shortly. United Delta's on its way as well. Oh my gosh,
crazy.
It's rush hour! Traffic.
Yeah.
Lots of traffic.
Yep.
I think it was rush hour or something.
Yeah.
Or something.
Ooh, it's hot.
How's your bladder? Wanting to go home?
I'm okay for the moment. Where are you going?
I'm going to go over and talk to, what is her name? Kelsey at Minot Truck and Auto. Time for the rear pinion seal on
As long as they're not too long.
Yeah. You know, it was the first time we first saw almost nothing but radio the whole time.
Yes, it wasn't arguing about field days
or anything else.
Other thingies.
All how to program it, how to get it, how to test it. And I've been saying for a long time, we need to have a session to get everybody's radios to work on these frequencies if we're going to use them.
Oh, no.
And it went right by everybody.
Yeah.
I said, well, okay.
Because in an emergency, nobody's going to use those frequencies.
I'm aware of that.
Except Art, he'll be like, everybody get on the radio, get on this frequency.
We're on 5.2, you're not supposed to be there.
No, we're on 9.7. We're all on 9.7 because that's where everybody's going to be.
And if it's working,
unless the repeater is down, no 440.
Yeah.
And if that's down, we'll go to 5.2. We ain't going to use any of these other frequencies.
Yeah, exactly.
They're great to have, but nobody will ever use them.
According to the book, 5.2 and 4.4.4.6 are supposed to be clear for emergency communications.
What do you think we're going to be doing?
You're supposed to be monitoring. I know.
But we won't be monitoring on those other frequencies.
I know. That's the joy of it.
Yeah. If we're going to all be on these weird frequencies, nobody's going to monitor any of the other ones.
Well,
so when a real emergency comes in, who's monitoring those frequencies?
Yeah.
No one.
Yes. I did get them in all the radios. So
yeah. Okay. So.
I can see I don't want the new Bofeng. I really don't.
Either
one of them.
I don't really need another one, honestly.
No. What we've got works fine.
It's programmed. It's acceptable.
Well, it's a big, heavy monster, though.
Yeah, it is. It's maybe in a few years when I
bet they'll sell a bunch of them.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure they will.
If you can program it with your phone, that takes you out of the cable problem.
Yeah, it does.
And
although it's another piece of programming crap on your phone.
Yes, it is.
Probably from China, which I really don't want to put any more frequent.
No.
I really don't want to put any more.
Yes.
Chinese
firmware
crap on my phone.
Look at the graduation thing there.
Oh yeah, they've had that up for a while. Yeah, I really don't need any more fun thingies on my phone from mainland China or something.
Nope, me either.
Their stuff doesn't tend to usually work that great. The few times I actually had anything that was ever from China on my... Well, no, that 1.360 camera worked really well for a long time, that Xiaomi one. Then they just never upgraded it again. That was fun for a while. I'm not sure where that camera is now. I'm sure it would just still work fine. For some reason I still have the software installed on my phone.
It'd be kind of bumpy here. You know, it's actually better in the truck than it is in the car.
Yeah, it's probably because it's got better springs now.
Well, it sits higher too.
Yeah.
Boy, I sure wish they would do that section of track like they did this section of track over here. It's so smooth now. The railroad had to come and shut everything down and spend a week doing it. It is so smooth, it's not even funny.
I don't think you need to buy any more caffeinated coffee for a while. I think the half box and the full box you bought
is enough.
Yeah, maybe just buy decaf.
Well, it's hard to find.
I know they're hard to find.
You can't find them in quantity.
I looked at Walmart and they had them for a 60 pack and it was $31.
And that's cheaper probably than some other places. Yeah. The problem is finding it.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, I can give you the dial number.
I'm just telling you, that's just
Walmart. That's the thing.
Whatever. But you know, part of what you're supposed to be able to do is program these things yourself. It's supposed to be one of your requirements for whatever level Aries is.
Yeah.
Show your ability to program this stuff. And
Fire truck?
yeah, it's a fire truck. Don't know what fire department he's coming from, but it's a fire truck. I was trying to think what's to the east, but
Oh, they have a station out there.
I know, but I mean that's a long way to come over here.
I don't know.
But they might be moving locations or so. I don't know.
Whoever's available, or maybe he was out from another station.
Yeah, or might have been over getting stuff at the grocery store or something. You know.
Yeah.
But and they need to balance the everything.
Yeah.
Keep the intersectors, keep the sectors swap from one to another, overlap or something like that.
Whoever was available, basically.
Yep. Really going to be quite the deal here.
Yeah, just
All those trailers that are gone.
And again, it may not flood ever again.
It will.
Well, I mean, it won't. It may not flood.
It will eventually.
Yes, it will flood at one point.
Yes.
But will it make it over the new barriers?
Well,
who knows?
Even the old barriers gave protection
Yeah, they did.
most stuff.
Yeah.
But the new ones ever get done, they're going to be.
I'm sure we could still easily, if a major event happens, even the new ones could top. Yeah.
Yep.
It's going to have to significantly flood though. Have that happen.
Well,
over the if it doesn't happen for another 40 years.
If you have frozen ground.
Yes,
and all of a sudden you get a massive rain on top of that. It will go. Yes, because everything's frozen, has nowhere to go.
Yes.
It will be a first-class joy.
But say we don't have another massive flood for 40, 50 years.
Then
I think most of the flood protection stuff should be done by then, hopefully.
Or you would hope, yeah. You would hope.
So this is the place to bring all our stuff down, not
necessarily. For some things, yes. For everything, I would say no.
Okay.
Because there's things you can't do.
Yeah.
But there's things you can do. And I trust him. So get one thing at a time done, then we'll have a bunch of stuff done on it. But if they could fix that hose as well, then it would act normal. It hasn't acted normal since we had it.
Okay.
And the EGR valves pop every, depending on manufacturer, they might pop every couple of years. Well, it used to be you just pulled one out of your valve cover and stuck another one in. You can't do that anymore because they're folded into the engine. Couple in and couple out. We'll take a slightly different route home this time. That's some motivated traffic here. Maybe I should have turned right and went the other way. So that has some advantages over. This is such a goofy intersection here.
Yeah.
But it's a different game, so we're going to go with a different game.
Looks interesting. I was watching the thing about Utah National Parks.
Yeah, it is.
And you look at, there's like a whole bunch of national parks.
I know, and I was
not that far.
If my sister would talk to me,
I said about 2 hours between each park.
Yeah,
you can go the whole state.
Well,
I was like, well, that's
what was really sad is when I drove through there on my way up to North Dakota, I should have stopped. I had the time, I had the money, and I should have just stopped. It was just me. And it would have been fine, but oh no! Once I get the white line fever, so there we are. They did lower the other flags. Yeah, well that was a mistake. That's what they did. Yeah.
Why is the American one lower?
Because Trump said to do it in honor of the Pope.
Oh.
Okay. May or may not.
Italy.
Yeah, well, it's kind of a worldwide church. So
yeah. Okay.
It's a big church, so that's part of it too. So.
Tax them.
Well.
The real estate. Tax the real estate holdings.
Then you tax everybody else too.
Yeah, well, there you go. You can make a lot of money on that.
Yeah. And I don't know if they're going to make them get out of this trailer court too. I don't know.
What? The
river.
Oh, well, that would be bad for Milo.
That's from over there where they're working. That's the next bend.
Don't know.
Down the road over there.
I don't know. I don't know if they could do that.
I'm just saying it'll be years before they.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That other one they're making a move out, so.
I don't know. Well, it's a lot easier to move a mobile home than it is a regular house.
Yeah. And the one that Huey brought in didn't have any wheels on it because the axles were shot or something like that. So they brought it in as one solid piece, including the entryway attached.
Not that I would ever want to move our house, but
no, but
it's easier to move than say a actual house.
Well, yeah. If there was a nice trailer court, or if we could get land to put it on. Speaking,
you got to pay property taxes.
Well,
the ceiling.
You might have to have a well. Oh, look at this. There are sheds for the fair, maybe.
I would think it'd be a little early for that.
But they're bringing in sheds. There's a nice one.
Well, they might be bringing them to sell. So
you could buy a greenhouse that way.
Yeah. Or if you want to do it yourself, you could put the insulation in, live in the damn thing.
Well,
tiny house, sir.
Let me tell you.
Probably be better built than some of those tiny houses. Depends.
Yeah, you remember how much fun we had building ours.
Yeah.
How many compromises we made since we didn't know what we were doing. And
yeah, I know.
The rest of that, but we did get it done.
Yeah. Well, if you laid insulation down in it,
it would help.
If you were building it to live in,
then you would build it different.
You'd have the wiring built into it. You'd put the insulation in it.
And you'd have bigger...
And you'd seal off the cracks a lot more.
Well, yeah, but we're not. We just got a big shed, big barn to stick stuff in.
Yeah.
And for that purpose, it works great.
Yeah.
As your sister goes through more of her stuff, I can get access to other stuff. So.
Yeah. Like her room is just turning into storage bin of her apartment.
We're making progress. Every day we got 2 bags in the back.
I know. I just the other day I went to try to get to the closet to get some soup out of it, and I was like,
the bag was sitting there in the closet.
It's because it was sitting over the furnace vent.
Not supposed to do that.
Well, that's where she dropped it.
I moved it back.
Yeah, I moved it way back when I had to get into the darn thing.
Didn't you put it inside the closet?
Well, I had to shove it in there because I had to get into the closet.
Right. Yep. Lots of stuff to do.
I was like,
Well, this thing needs to get up to highway speed once in a while anyhow, so it's an opportunity. So I might take all the cardboard, put it in the back of the truck, and go to the dump.
Okay.
That way I just get it out of the house and off the
yeah.
I might throw some other things in with it. We have the truck.
Yeah.
Rather than wait, we can just make our own dump run periodically. Just to get some stuff
out. Yeah.
If I could get far enough into the shed, I'd put the ladder up and go up and look at that Yamaha box and see if it has a stand in it or whether it has a music reader in it or a thing for I don't remember. It's been so long ago. I bought it for Jennifer, gave it to her, and got the box back. So I don't know if there's a stand in there.
Didn't she give you it back?
We've got it back, and it works with the batteries. But she found the power supply. She found the book for it.
Yeah.
I'm hoping she can find the music rack for it. Otherwise, I'll have to order something offline. And a stand would be nice too, but it works.
Yeah.
So that's number 1.
Yeah.
Number 2 is a whole bunch of other things. But does it make any sense for us to try to keep it and use it? I don't know. Is there somebody else that might be having their kid take music? There could be.
Sure, I don't care.
I'm just saying. I don't.
Yeah, well, I can give it to Goodwill too.
Well, I could just take it to church and say, is anybody has a kid that's taking needs a keyboard?
Yeah.
Not fancy, but we got really good.
Just give it to the youth people. Let them have fun with it.
Huh?
Give it to the youth teacher. Let her have fun with it.
Well, I'm just saying, you know,
Yeah.
could we keep it and learn? Yeah, and I'm not against that. But I'm
the
just,
arthritis in my hands.
I'm not saying just you. I'm talking maybe me or whatever. I could probably figure out how to do it given enough time.
Yeah.
But would I be any good at it? No.
No.
So is it worth my time for that? I don't know. I could get out my clarinet net, but nobody's asking me to play.
People would ask you not to play.
But over here, they're tearing this up too. Whatever they're doing, they're doing.
I gotta build something.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of a shame nobody even watches KX anymore.
Huh?
Kind of a shame nobody even watches KX anymore.
KX ain't what it used to be.
Well, they're all Bismarck. That's all it is. A relay building.
And they stink.
Yeah, that's next star bottom out.
Yeah. And 10's your best option then.
Yeah, now you can get local if you watch 10, but
Yeah.
And since I'm no longer on Facebook,
they actually.
Since no longer on Facebook, I don't even care anymore.
Well, I'm just saying, and then they actually covered the storm chasing thing, but they
only if you watch it online.
Yeah. No, but I mean,
on Facebook,
KX
you can't watch it anymore.
But KX turned around.
They don't care. They just want programming.
They did one time. And
it's only because it affected Bismarck.
Yes.
If it affects Minot, yeah.
They don't care.
It might be a passing. Well, there's something happening in Minot.
Well, it'd be like a Williston station carrying stuff from Bismarck. Really. Does Bismarck care what's going on in Williston? Or Dickinson? No.
No.
Do we care about what's going on in Williston?
No.
No.
Well,
sort of maybe.
If it's coming this way, maybe.
Well, yeah, but I mean, other than the weather.
Other than that, the weather, yeah. I know, we can listen to base weather. No. There's a tornado warning for the entire wing.
Yeah, and it's
Where's the tornado? Well, it hasn't formed
Montana yet. Yeah.
No, it hasn't. It was a severe thunderstorm warning in Montana.
Yeah, they overreacted.
Yeah, for the whole wing.
And they used to give you the same thing every day.
And once the storms have passed the base and the wing and are in Devil's Lake, well, we're going to keep that tornado warning going.
Yeah, well, once it gets generated,
the whole wing, yeah.
It's hard. I went back and forth with them many a times, argued with wing commanders and everything else about that and security threats and all the rest of it. Yeah.
That was a guard truck outside. Garbage truck.
Yeah.
It's that gray painted thing.
Yeah.
Brown thing.
Yeah.
Save a little bit of money here, and I want one of my 3 projects this year.
Well, I've got a bunch of repairs that got to get done. So
I either have the big thingy that will cost a lot of money, the other one that will cost not very much money, or the one that will to be the ultimate thing which would probably take all my money.
I don't need to do that.
Just 3 options. Yeah. Who knows what the tariffs on how that will change? Who knows what the prices this year, how everything plans will change? Yeah.
Don't know.
I'll take some